So we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, I don't know how much time has passed, but this is I Think Sports Podcast with your host, Double D, and Buddy Al's here.
Hey guys, I think I might have made a joke that we next time we record will be like October or something. So I will take credit for guessing this right.
Seriously? I don't remember.
I don't remember dude.
Man, it's so good to be back.
Yeah, it
Long
is.
time no see.
Long time, no nothing.
The last time we spoke was
2003.
Kobe and it was Kobe and D Wade tribute podcast.
when Kobe still played.
Yeah. And we
That-
said like there's going to be more tribute podcasts for other players, rankings and stuff. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This just happens. I mean, the hiccups of the first year of a podcast. So, but anyway, we're back. The
Yeah.
summer has gone by. I mean, the last time we spoke was before free agency.
Yeah, can't believe it. But hey, both made out of alive from the free agency, and now we have stuff to discuss.
Yeah.
Because we literally haven't talked about most of the things
Yeah.
like offline too, so it's
Well,
interesting.
offline we spoke about Kawhi and stuff. I mean, we did speak about free agency then, but yeah, in terms of a podcast, man, we have some catch up to do, and this is going to be a
Some
long one.
ketchup?
Catching up. All right, so right from the get go, let's start with this. Daryl Morey. I guess that's the topic of the day now. I'm sure all the fans know. I don't want to discuss about this too much. He just tweeted some stuff. I guess good political thing to do. I mean, supporting Hong Kong, and that was a huge backlash.
Yeah. But you know what he tweeted though? The tweet has been deleted since and rather fast, but all he did, as far as I'm aware, was retweet like a picture saying free Hong Kong.
Stand with Hong Kong.
Stand with
something like
Hong
that?
Kong. Yeah. That's more likely.
Yeah, and obviously China went bonkers, started canceling the shit out of everything.
And like rockets don't exist to them anymore.
Man, the Rockets, right? I mean, they always were like Chinese sweethearts because of Yao Ming. And Yao Ming apparently is also pretty pissed.
Yao Ming is the
Head of
president of
Federation?
Yeah, China's basketball federation, and it's like 29 teams are now playing in the NBA. And if we keep continuing in this trend, I'm not sure if the NBA won't lose the vast majority of investments from China because they have this Tencent like network, like TNT or whatever. And they just signed, I don't remember the year, so I'm not gonna say it, but a couple years or a year ago, they signed a new massive deal in excess to $4 billion. So imagine if things get even more sour here and they pull out from it.
Yeah.
People are already planning for cap decrease.
For sure. I mean, NBA is going to make less money. I mean, was this the first time really the Chinese games happened like that? I mean, not only Chinese, but Japan games.
No,
I don't remember preseason being that way.
I think they definitely play.
Hawaii? I mean, well, maybe. But now it's more and more international. And obviously, China was at the epicenter of all that because, you know, they have like a back-to-back game between Lakers and Nets. And
Yeah.
they do some NBA Cares stuff out there.
Well, wanted
Camps
to do.
wanted to do, yeah.
Yeah, and that sucks because obviously NBA has to nurture the big market that China is, and that's where the money lies. So obviously they will address this, but I don't know. That's I think the only logical explanation for the lack of backbone from the NBA. Because while I don't consider a dude, which basically what it was, Maury is just a dude. Whatever, he works for one of the NBA's clubs, teams, organizations, and he just tweeted his opinion, I guess. So, I mean, he didn't take any actions. He didn't like to encourage anything radical. He just said stand with Hong Kong. And what is happening in Hong Kong is that people are making peaceful protests there and demonstrations. So I don't think that this should be punishable. And NBA standing with, I mean, they said that Adam Silver said that they will never go against freedom
Yeah.
of speech, and that all of their employees are allowed to freely talk their mind. But then they are just like taking the knee, bowing to the Chinese, and like not taking any major stance, and like even not allowing journalists to ask questions during the press conferences, because there was this CNN journalist who asked Harden and
Yeah.
Russ a question, and somebody just no,
She was
no,
shut
this
down.
is not an
Yeah.
appropriate question, but it actually was. I mean, I don't know.
Really? But I thought, look, they're in a tough spot, but I thought that they showed a lot of character. They showed a spine, so to speak, because they were not apologizing for it. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I thought for sure he's going to get fired. But then he was gaining a lot of support from all the political, not parties, but figures like Ted Cruz was supporting him and all these other famous politicians.
Gave a talking point, and for people who needed popularity in one way or another,
Yeah,
they
now it's just it's
obviously
a
jumped on the.
boner for everybody to jump on. And I just don't know, man. I mean, these tweets they wreck lives. I mean, people are gonna lose jobs. There's gonna be less
No,
money, so there's teams are gonna be affected by that. League wide, fans worldwide, I guess, gonna be affected by that. There's gonna be a lot of ripple effects all over the place, and it's just for some goddamn stupid tweet. Just
yeah, just probably didn't think it through.
my question is, what the fuck was he thinking?
Yeah, so.
What was he thinking to?
But again, I just think honestly that Mori didn't think it's gonna be this big of a deal.
How can it not be? I don't.
Probably not too aware of what's happening in Hong Kong at the moment, so probably just didn't think about the consequences. But China's position, personally, I feel I don't know if it's too appropriate. Obviously, of the regime there, and this is something they kind of have to do ideologically, just trying to shut down every
Yeah.
person making any sort of noise. Because you know what else is ridiculous, I guess, in a way, is that when Steve Kerr was asked about it, and he said that he doesn't have, he's not too well educated
Yeah.
on the subject, and he said that he has a brother-in-law, or what was it, that is Chinese professor, and that he already sent an email to consult with him to like enlighten
I'm
himself.
gonna do some research on it. I'm gonna write a paper.
Exactly, and basically he didn't have a take on it.
Right.
And everyone was like,
pissed.
"Whoa, how come Steve Kerr, who usually, always has something to say, and
Yeah.
people always like him?" And Trump's response was interesting too, because obviously, U.S. president is gonna address what Steve Kerr has said.
I read what he had to say, man. He's such a poor communicator. I mean, his sentences are so childish.
Yeah,
And I don't even understand. He just wanted to criticize Kerr because Kerr criticized him like a couple years back.
that's what I'm not proud of, I don't know, admitting, but I never agree with Trump, by the way. But
But now you do?
not really agree with him per se, but just kind of see his point, I guess. Because what he said was, okay, Steve Kerr, obviously in a ill-mannered way he said it, but he said that Steve Kerr always has an opinion when it comes to US and to myself, always
Yeah.
finds words to critique me. But when when we're talking about a global thing, I can say that it's a global thing, I guess.
Sure.
And suddenly he's too afraid to say it. And I think that part of Kerr being quiet on the subject might be a little bit of, I don't know, fear to piss somebody off. Or maybe, I might be wrong, and maybe he's just really not well versed into the thing and doesn't want to speak up, which is cool, by the way.
Sure. I mean, I buy it either way. I think it's fine. If you are not educated, you don't need to speak and say something
Exactly.
stupid, especially when you don't know the whole situation. How can you really, have a point of view?
Yeah.
And at the same time, when it's your country, you can shit on it. I mean, it's your country, so
Yep.
you can be critical. You cannot be that critical of other countries, and especially a
I'm,
regime like that, and especially when they make so much money too. I mean, you are entitled a little bit to be more diplomatic. So I'm not.
but
I don't know.
still, even if Kerr went and shat on the whole China or Hong Kong
And Golden State
side,
Warriors is still the favorite team in China, even though the Rockets are like their sweethearts.
right? I
Yeah,
thought that
most
Rockets were.
favorite, most popular,
Huh.
most watched, I should say.
Well, still though, even if Kerr, I don't know, went berserk and critiqued either China or Hong Kong or whoever else, still that's only his opinion. So my my point of view is that it's silly that people are making this big of a deal and that China is making this big of a deal of Mori's opinion, who is just one dude's opinion.
I guess it just feels like maybe a stab in the back because of Yao Ming and he played for the Rockets. The Rockets are this favorite team. I mean, they celebrate the Chinese New Year. They have these Chinese jerseys that they wear usually, and yeah, it really felt like a China represented team, even though no one's from China playing there right now. And this guy, who has all these ties, all of a sudden said this shit, and yeah. Now they went pretty crazy. I mean, they canceled a lot of stuff. I mean, the game still happened. Were there any games canceled besides the G League stuff?
I think no. Maybe just the G League.
Yeah, so the Lakers Nets still happened. I mean, the Lakers' other festivities did not take place, but well,
And that's where people lost gigs. I'm sure that NBA cares
yeah. But now
events.
TV too. Shit.
And I'm really curious how like the wave is gonna ride trickle down to other things. Like Harden, will he receive less MVP votes?
Right. Because those
Because
people do vote.
Tencent have voting rights. I guess if I not mistaken, at least 4 journalists have MVP voting rights from Tencent alone, and
Now they're going to vote for only Chinese player.
or yeah, I wonder what Stefan Marbury thinks of the whole thing.
So yeah, once again, the tweets change everything before the season starts. I mean, this. I mean, like last year, the same thing happened with Colangelo. He lost his job with some stupid stuff.
Bernard,
Wasn't that before the season?
I don't remember. No, I don't think it was
No, maybe
before the
not.
season. Maybe
Right after,
something
maybe.
into the season. Oh man, imagine the material now. Game of Zones will have. I wonder if they will continue. Huh.
Probably. I mean, they could do one last season because they didn't have all the topics
Yeah.
in that Game of Zones season last year, but I remember that KD stuff. KD and Patrick Beverly. I'm talking about Game of Zones. I mean, that
Yeah.
was from the last season when he was talking about you won the best player, earn him or something. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. KD's another one. He's always getting into some Twitter bullshit with his burner accounts.
No, he will have a whole year for that now. Just
Oh yeah.
recovering and tweeting.
It's funny that he's not talking about it, or like Kyrie should have said something.
I honestly think that KD doesn't care at all.
Could be.
He just doesn't give a
And Kyrie is just
flying
like,
rat's
man,
ass.
what's the difference? We're all part of the same
Yeah,
flag.
what does words Hong Kong really mean to you?
So, man, did you see? I mean, Kyrie got hit in the face by not.
I didn't see the stuff. I read about it. I read that he was pissed. Did you see the clip?
I saw
game?
he actually bumped into Rondo's shoulder. It seemed to me that way. I didn't watch it over and over again. I saw it once, and it seemed to me like he tried to deflect the ball, but bumped into Rondo's shoulder, and yeah, it was
Those are
over.
some pointy shoulders.
Yeah, he's got some weapons there. So yeah, I don't know. I guess he's gonna go back to the rehab now.
Missed
Why the hell
rest
did he
of the
play
season.
even? I don't understand. He wasn't fully healthy. He broke his orbital, right?
I'm not.
facial fracture, whatever that is. I mean, I remember when Derrick Rose went through that. I mean, it took him for like he was swollen for like 2 months, man. He couldn't see right. So obviously, maybe this is not the same case, but man,
Kind of still looks
in the
swollen, no?
preseason, yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, sometimes you can never heal from that shit. So I don't know. I think that was a mistake. Maybe Curry was just about to give something for the fans in China, like a
Maybe.
compensation. And then yeah, he's done for the preseason, as I understand.
Yeah, still need to sell those shoes, right? So
Yeah. So anyway, it is preseason, and I don't know. Are you impressed by Zion at all? Because people are talking about him madly, and
yeah, I'm thinking about. He's rated very high in my opinion, in terms of like fantasy. Has a ranking of players,
all
which is
right,
kind of
fantasy.
important, and yeah, I'm considering burning a high pick on him if I get the chance. Because I think he's for real. Even saw him shoot a three, which was so funny. Like no arc at all, and just almost like he didn't
Yeah.
jump to.
But I
Just
mean,
like
Kawhi shoots pretty much the same way. He doesn't have an
Kawhi
arc.
shoots
He shoots
a
arrows.
bit differently nowadays. But
Derrick
yeah,
Rose was also like, I mean, obviously he's not a shooter, but he can make shots. You would
Derrick
trust him.
Rose, like best shooter in the NBA last season. Derrick Rose, or
So yeah, I think he's gonna be just fine. You know, I'm so impressed by his handles, his speed. He's
body
pretty
control
fast,
midair.
control of
It's
body. Yeah.
insane. What I think about Zion is that his limitations might be the lack of mid-range jumper, because you sort of have to have it still just to be a threat from there. Three-pointer is obviously not his strong suit either, so really what he has is just post-up play. But he's 6'6" according to the new measurements.
Mm,
6'6", not 6'8", like
mm.
was advertised. So basically another Barkley.
Reincarnation, yeah, of Charles
But he's
combined with
so
LeBron or
damn
something.
good with his movement, the way he positions his body and moves within the flow of the offense, knows where to go. Seems like he's rather smart or a high basketball IQ kind of player.
Yeah.
I think he'll do just fine.
And he goes through people. He's got good layup game. I mean, that is important, and he's got a
Yeah.
good one. Although I don't know, man. I saw the highlights of the Jazz. Yeah, your point about the mid-range shot. It seems like he makes a lot of tough shots, but they look stupid. They look kind of fluky. So I
He
don't know.
sh-
He
Jazz was the last game, yeah?
just tonight, yeah. Again, he scored what 26 points or something.
Yeah. Who did they play against before? I don't remember now, but he
Bulls,
Bulls.
and before that, Hawks, where he was just flying high.
11 from 12, I think, from the
That was
field.
Bulls. Yeah.
How do you like Kobe White?
I didn't watch anything. I don't know.
I saw a move he did, sort of reminded me of Derrick Rose. Anyway, remains to be seen.
So yeah, you think that Zion is for real?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna struggle during the season.
Ben Simmons doesn't struggle without any kind of shot. Giannis didn't have a shot for. It still doesn't. I mean, he's better at it, but it's what, like fifth,
Yeah.
sixth year for Giannis? He's the MVP of the league without a jump shot. I think Zion will be fine. And if he continues to work on the shot,
Mm.
think
Yeah,
he-
because now there's just a lot of power. A lot of power. Everything is through his muscles and explosiveness. I'm so afraid for him, man. I got to be honest.
also he has JJ Redick on his team, which seems like such a cool guy. JJ Redick.
Oh yeah,
Always composed, always
I like listening to him. I don't listen to his podcast, but whenever he's like on low post or something, I check
sometimes
him out.
listen to him. Seems like a very clever dude.
Yeah, he aged so well. Now he's just like this still very valued shooter, but also just a good chemistry guy, just a veteran that you must have if you want to be successful, and especially around young guys like the Pelicans have right now.
Yeah, and Zion better take example from JJ, not from Lonzo.
Lonzo also changed the shot.
Somewhat, yeah. And Lonzo also looks legit.
Still looks ugly, but looks more professional. I mean,
And
that stuff, that slingshot stuff that he used to do, I mean, that was just some high school stuff. I don't know.
it went away with his father,
I
with
mean,
BBB
at first I thought like there's some real beef between him and his dad. And then I watched
reality
Skip and
show.
Shannon. Let's see what these guys will talk about. I mean, it's summer, there's not a lot of topics going on. So I turn it on to check it out, and they are reviewing his like reality show
Oh, come on,
that
man.
they have a beef and they want to change the brand name and stuff. And Skip and Shannon are actually analyzing this shit. I thought, okay, I gotta turn this off. I thought this was legit, and apparently it was just stupid reality TV stuff. So
They
anyway,
don't have a vote though, right? In terms of NBA awards, Skip and Shannon.
I hope
No.
not. I hope not. So yeah. So what do you want to talk about next, man? I mean, I listed so many things. The last time we spoke, we didn't. I mean, again, it was before the free agency happened, and
I think
Kawhi united with PG, which was
we can go through the pairings if that's cool with you.
through what? Sorry.
Just through the new trend in the NBA, the dynamic duos
Duos.
or whatever you call them.
Yeah, let's do it. Which one do you want to start with?
Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. No, okay. Kawhi and PG, whatever. You mentioned Kawhi and PG. We can
Yeah,
do
how
that.
about that?
Okay, maybe I have a question for you. Just let's start from the pair that you think will make the most noise, will travel the farthest into the season, into the playoffs. Both Lakers and Clippers are making the playoffs, right?
For sure.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I guess you got to go with LeBron and AD.
Okay.
Still got to go with them.
Okay. So
Kawhi and PG is a question mark.
so we can
Especially
just
PG.
do a comparison. I think that LeBron and AD the better duo. Although I might like PG and Kawhi more, but AD is a beast. People
Yeah,
forget,
I hate AD, but yeah,
yeah,
God damn it, you got to give it to the
and
guy.
people sometimes forget just how big of a monster he is
And he's motivated now.
because he missed like what basically the whole last season was ruined for him. When he played the first month or 2 months, I guess he was still bowling, and
Yeah, but he had a pissy attitude,
so yeah,
because they were struggling
yeah, and
very heavy.
that's yeah, exactly, and now it's all obviously just a preseason game, but I don't know. He just looks primed
He
for
looks
a
a problem.
big run.
And they're big. God damn, they're big. They have so many options, and Rondo is a good distributor. LeBron is obviously
Point
an awesome
issue.
passer. And AD is so versatile. Shit, man, they're gonna give
So
so
LeBron
many
is the
problems.
starting point guard still, isn't he?
Yeah, that's funny.
But who? I mean, I already forget who they have on the roster. But whenever I remember that they have Avery Bradley, who a lot of people I think are sleeping on, I think he might find a good niche, especially on this particular Lakers roster. I think he will find minutes for him. He's still rather
He's gonna be
young,
their defensive superstar. They don't have many of those.
unless KCP has something, I don't know, something on LeBron
Are we still
or
talking about him?
that makes him stick with the team. So yeah, Avery Bradley, Dwight Howard is gonna be very exciting to see.
Did you see how he looks, man? He looks good.
He looks like
What is he like?
Ingram.
35?
He looks like Ingram. But yeah,
Yeah, he's very skinny, but he's shredded. I mean, he's in such a good physical shape. I saw him like on some pickup basketball setting or whatever, and he was just dunking windmills, doing 360s. The guy is 30 something. I mean, he should be, heavy and sloppy, but he's not. He's looking very good. I'm so impressed.
very exciting to see how this pans out for the Lakers and Dwight and JaVale. If they click, if the whole team buys into what they're doing, Caruso, uh, I mean, they have good chances of making some noise. And
It's a very weird team. I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's bonkers to consider them being like the favorites. I mean, it depends where you look at, but I saw some odds where they are the favorites to win it all, and I think it's crazy to. I mean, obviously those odds are based on the predictions of how you think people are gonna bet. So I guess that makes sense because yes, LeBron and AD, people are gonna consider them as title favorites. But I don't know, man. I would not consider them favorites. I wouldn't be surprised if they would be like sixth in the West if they would finish it off like
yeah,
that.
wasn't
They will go
totally
through some
surprised me too.
struggles. That team is, they don't have the chemistry yet. They're not gelling and happy together.
Questionable coach.
Coach, yeah.
Not sure what Kurt Rambis is still doing in the organization
He's still around. He's
with
just,
his wife too, Linda. Is it? Yeah, Genie is also under magnifying glass.
yeah, there's
Belinka just always looks
always hated, always
suspicious.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I easily see them falling off the rails quickly, and then LeBron takes some time off with a mysterious injury. AD is pissed. AD starts talking about possibly exploring the free agency because he still only has 1 year under the contract.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. But anyway, that's more of team stuff. I guess we're gonna get to the team stuff later on. But in terms of the duo, still pretty goddamn good one. I mean, that's a dream duo. I just if you're a fan, would just probably wish that LeBron was a bit younger. But anyway, the way he's facilitating to AD, that's awesome to watch.
and yeah, and people are talking about it a lot that LeBron will probably take the foot off the gas pedal, let AD run the ship, and just sort of be the leader and the facilitator. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron, if he starts at point guard nominally,
Yeah,
I see him averaging 10 plus assists in
he
a
could lead.
season.
He could lead the league.
And AD could be the MVP, and then it could be, all golden in the Lakers land.
He
And
said he wants to be Defensive Player of the Year and MVP during the
And
same season.
yeah, because you still got to keep AD with the team. So yeah, I don't know. No disrespect to D Wade, but LeBron might have a best player
Oh yeah.
playing next to him
Oh yeah.
next season.
Yeah. So Kawhi and PG, what do you think of them?
I'm very suspicious. At first, I was like, whenever I heard about the signing, I was like, wow, this is so crazy. And they are the favorites now to win the league.
For sure.
I'm not so sure anymore because I don't know if Zubac is gonna be the center. Everyone's hoping he'll be. Montrezl Harrell, we'll see how he plays when there's not so many touches coming his way. Because he played for the Rockets, and while he was a good role player, he definitely wasn't the Trezl that everyone
Yeah.
grown accustomed to last season. Louisville,
And he played off the bench, and now he's going to be very important, and teams are going to game plan on him.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, yeah, they can still put him and Lou in the second unit and just have constant offense going on. I don't know. It's gonna be very exciting to see.
Interesting team. I wish they did not give up on Shea Gilgis. I
But
like him a lot, but obviously you got to do what you got to do.
yeah, Chris Paul needs someone to play with too.
They're another one. They're just such a question mark. How the hell PG is going to be this season? We don't know.
He
We
said
haven't
that
seen him
I think he's missing 2 to 3 weeks, right? Beginning of
of
the
the season.
season.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that he said something, I can't quote him right now, but he said something along the lines like, oh yeah, I've dealt with injuries before. I'm taking my time. Because he know that it's a regular season. And
Right.
I, if he, I don't know, re-injures one of his shoulders, I
Shoulders, no
think
joke.
he takes some more time off. Kawhi, I think the expectation around the league is that he will only play like 60 games again just to keep him fresh. during the
But
playoffs.
I've heard a good take, and that made me think. I mean, Doc Rivers is not. He's more of an old school coach, and I wonder what his thoughts are going to be like if Kawhi
On
decides,
load
like, yeah, I'm,
management.
I'm sitting this one out. I don't think he's going to be that fond of that idea.
I don't
So
know.
that again, that's a question mark. The health, and I don't know. Kawhi didn't play the first two games, which is such a Kawhi thing. I mean, you go to Hawaii, people want to see you play, and he's like, nah, fuck that.
No, it's preseason. Don't blame him.
Sure. Yeah,
So
but
who won? Did Kawhi want to go to the Clippers, or did Clippers recruited Kawhi? Do you remember? Because it definitely wasn't Paul George. Kawhi was like, "Hey, PG."
yeah, I think Kawhi wanted to go to the Clippers because he wanted to go to LA, and he did not want to go to the Lakers.
So not necessarily Doc Rivers wanted Kawhi. Not saying that he's mad that he got Kawhi, but
Sure.
yeah, interesting.
But the thing is, though, defensively, they can cover all of their bases defensively. I mean, this team can be like old school Bulls.
Beverly, they have Pat Beverly, who played
Beverly,
the first
Harrell.
preseason game like first 5 minutes, and
Yeah, I
he
saw
already
that.
had 3 charges.
That was that was insane. Such a Beverly thing to do.
By the way, the Morris brother for the Knicks, also I guess it was first preseason game. Was it second quarter? Can't recall, but he like hit someone in the head with the ball and got ejected. It's preseason, but
Oh my
can't
god.
hide your true colors really.
Yeah, now that he's in New York, all his colors are.
By the way, Julius Randle, I think it's Marcus Morris that plays for the Knicks,
I don't even know who's who. I don't care.
and the Mitchell Robinson. So
With the
that
twins, I never understand who's who. I somehow could recognize the
Robin,
our Lavrinovic brothers, but besides our Lithuanian ones, I don't remember who's who.
Robin and Brook Lopez. You know who's
Never
who?
know who's who.
Are you kidding me?
Brooke Lopez is the one for the Bulls. No, both
No.
now they're playing for Milwaukee, but the one
Brook is legit. Brook shoots threes.
there you go.
Robin is
I have
the
no idea.
uh, Simpsons character.
Yeah. Sideshow Bob. Um, so yeah, in terms of the duos, ranking them, Kawhi and PG, they're just very unknown. I mean, LeBron and AD both active, both playing, they're complementing each other. Kawhi and PG are both of the same position. So
But
that's
I think it was Skip Bayless who said that. Well, okay, fuck, scratch that. We'll cut it out. I don't know who it was. Just sort of. Anyway, that LeBron and AD are actually the same position player. Both of them are power forwards. So, but
I don't know.
it's a question to me who you can like more easily smooth into the lineup. Two capable wings who both defend on elite level.
Yeah.
Both PG and Kawhi are shutdown defenders, and both are wings, long wings. I'd start with that,
Yeah.
and both can create their own shots. Or is it easier to pair LeBron, who can play any of the 5 positions, with AD? AD said that he don't want to play center. AD said that basically leaves him just at power forward. He might play center some, but that's not his preferred position. And LeBron, I don't know, he started like shooting small forward, right? He came into the league.
He came into the league as a point guard. I remember very vividly.
Really?
Yeah. Paul Silas said that I think he's going to grow in this league much more efficiently or something.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to get used to the league much better if he starts as a point guard.
Wow.
So the first year, yeah, I don't know, maybe not the whole year, not the whole season, but he started as a point guard. And yeah, this is nothing new to him. I mean, the guy is, to me, the more versatile guy will always be easier to blend in. The problem is that LeBron attracts a lot of
You have a point.
attention, a lot of media. He needs the ball. I would not agree that he's a power forward. He always needs the ball in his hands. It's not the typical power forward for you.
I guess he played power forward in
Sure, he
in
can.
Heat, I guess.
Oh,
When
yeah.
he didn't really take outside shots. So was this one season? Remember when his percentage was like 67, not
Yeah.
effective or whatever, just like real
Yeah.
percentage
I
was
remember. Yeah.
in 60s.
So yeah, Kawhi, man, if yeah, they will be so suffocating. But I wonder how many games they will play together. It's such a question mark.
And to be honest, same thing, I guess, will be addressed at some point in the Lakers organization too. Like, do we, if they see like that they mesh together well, do we always really need both LeBron and AD, or can
Mm,
they like take turns in sitting games?
sure. Mm,
It's gonna be fun to see.
I don't think they have much else. Well,
Apart from
they have an
average
interesting
record.
team. It's gonna be fun to actually watch the Lakers. I gotta say, it's a good puzzle to have.
Sucks that Boogie went down again. Imagine Boogie being
Man,
there.
yeah, the boogie
The
stuff.
Boogie man.
Mm. That's yeah, we can talk about that briefly. I don't know, man. I mean, I was heartbroken again. I thought that the guy is finally gonna get paid. He's gonna get his attention, and he was so awesome.
Did we talk about? Sorry.
I didn't. No, we didn't talk about his rape. No, not rape. What did he do?
He said
He was threatening
he said to
beat up
his
his wife.
baby mama. He said, "I'm gonna put a fucking bullet through your head
Holy shit!
if you not let my son attend my wedding with another woman."
Mm.
And somebody recorded it, and yeah.
I think it's just taken out of a context, really. Boogie's emotional
Yeah,
guy.
like, how many bullets can you put through someone's head, right?
I don't
Still
know.
not a cool thing to
Of
say.
course, of course.
And yeah, I guess
He's an intimidating guy, and obviously, when he speaks like that, you're alert, like something bad can happen. So yeah, it's
I-
not funny.
but I mean, I get why people would be like, oh, I mean, he only said it. Of course, he's not shooting his baby mama,
Mhm.
right? But it's still not a cool thing to say. You have to know your spots and
Yeah.
timing.
So
You-
is he in any trouble for this? Is
That's
he gonna
the thing.
get like accused of some
That-
threatening of a life or something?
I've read at first when this broke down that he will be in so much trouble now that he will be dragged through the courts. It just went down. I guess when you have money, you can easily take care of
Yeah.
things.
Listen, let's just talk about
Same
this.
with Luke Walton. Remember when some journalist said that he,
Yeah, he was under some rape stuff.
yeah,
Oh
something.
shit! Yeah.
Remember? And it died so quickly.
This was last year, wasn't it?
It was after the firing, I guess. Or
So yeah,
before.
last year.
But last year he finished as Lakers coach. It was immediately after
Okay.
Lakers got eliminated. Something.
So
like
this season.
that. Yeah, but it still doesn't change the fact. I didn't even hear Luke Walton address this once. So again, I don't know. Either they just shut them up with money, or there wasn't even anything to begin with. Just
I guess maybe they're just preparing a case. The same thing happened with Derrick Rose. I mean, he got into
a
a lot
gangbang
of
or
trouble.
something.
Oh yeah, that was, Jesus.
All kinds of things.
And I think that stuff is not over. It constantly gets brought back up, and I think he's gonna have to face a trial, like a legit trial. So I don't know.
I think he already faced it. I think he was
Shit, man, I don't know.
freed out of all.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think unless it's a new one. But now that you mentioned all this stuff, Kobe gets the most beef for being accused because he also.
Yeah, the shit that he pulled. I mean,
But he was. I mean, all accusations were dropped for him. Not sure how that went, like
Mhm.
with any of other of these guys, but you don't see people calling Derrick Rose rapist or
Yeah.
Luke Walton rapist or whatever.
okay, so let's move on to the another one then. 'Cause
Take
we're
us
going-
to the next duo.
So, who do you want to talk about next? KD and Kyrie or Westbrook and Harden?
KD and Kyrie, maybe just because it's irrelevant for next
Yeah, is
season.
there a point to talk about them
let's
even?
both are so polarizing. I
Yeah,
think
they're a perfect fit for each other.
they are perfect duo for
Match made in
off
heaven.
court. They can just do the Twitter show and just tweet random
Just
things.
retire.
But yeah, it obviously sucks about KD.
Yeah.
Remember when we watched the finals when KD went down and Clay went down? Still, the emotion is there somewhat. Remember when we said it's gonna be so different next season without them?
Yeah.
Possibly that's it for the Warriors and things like that.
Man, it sucked so much to see them go like that. Especially Clay. I mean, when KD went down, it was devastating, but I still felt like, man, it's going to ignite some fire into everybody. And it really felt like
Yeah.
that, especially for Clay.
Clay what
Game
had
6 Clay was
30
bonkers.
something points in 2 quarters or 3 quarters. Then he
Yeah.
went down.
And then he gets, and especially when he gets down, you think, oh my God, this is bad. But then you see him jumping, around, finishing the free
Trying
throws, going to the
to come
defense.
back when they
Yeah.
said that he wouldn't be able to play anymore.
Yeah, and then he
from the
says, "Give me
start.
5 minutes, and I'm good to go." And apparently, he's got a torn ACL. Jesus.
Remember Steph sitting at
Yeah,
the
that was
other end
pretty
of
much
the
a
court?
summary of everything. Like, God damn it, I think we had a chance, but this is just too much.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, good start about KD and Kyrie.
So yeah, Russell.
Yeah, I guess not much to say here. I mean, we're not going to see them. Kyrie has a lot of pressure on his shoulders,
and on his face.
and now, yeah, he's not doesn't have a smooth start because yes, he's got some facial stuff to deal with.
I didn't. Yeah. Sorry. Don't mean to interrupt. We
So-
don't have our mojo back yet because we didn't do this for a
Yeah,
lot
the
of
tandem is disorganized,
our duo
desynchronized
is
a little bit.
somewhat injured.
So yeah, not much to say here. I hope that Kyrie does well. I want to see this duo very badly. I think it has a potential to be better than LeBron and Kyrie was
Oh, wow.
because Kyrie is more experienced right now. That can
He's
be a
still
detriment.
So young, right?
But he's
What?
what is he like 28? 27?
Neither of us know.
Yeah, whatever.
But but he's young. How I don't know. Do you agree with? Hey, didn't name drop. Do you agree with Bill Simmons that Kyrie is gonna like own everyone in the first 4 months of the season, and then the crazy shit will start?
I don't know. I don't think so.
How? So, but do you think he's gonna be good, right?
I think it's going to be great. I think once KD comes back, they're going to be contenders for sure. They'll be very dangerous.
In the East.
I don't know. It's just the question is whether KD is going to get back to his old self and whether Kyrie can stay healthy as well and stay sane. Both of them, really.
Do you think though?
Although KD was never insane to me, he's got a very tough character and he just doesn't know who the hell he is.
He doesn't know how to present himself.
Yeah.
And I think that he cares about other people's opinions.
Yeah, but you can see he's got a very deep basketball knowledge. He's got very broad basketball knowledge. He's not just about give me the ball and I shoot. He analyzes the game very
Shut up
much.
and let me dribble.
Yeah, so the guy, I mean, that's a dangerous duo. Both guys are very exciting to watch. But I don't know what we're gonna see. I don't know what can we expect from Kyrie by himself and that team. Do you think they make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's East.
Because he sucks so bad, yeah.
I just now remembered that. Remember when some journalist talking head said to LeBron, I think LeBron made some comments and they said to LeBron, shut up and dribble.
Yeah. The politician said that.
I they said shut up and dribble, and LeBron was like, made the whole movement out of it.
Right.
Wore the t-shirts. I'm not just an athlete, and I will not shut up and dribble. And I saw a funny comment on Reddit, I think, about this whole China thing that now NBA doesn't allow anyone to like speak their minds.
Mm-hmm.
And the comment said like, "Shut up and let me dribble." The journalist asks you, "What do you think about China and Hong Kong?" "Shut up and let me dribble."
Right.
I'm just an athlete. Talk to my owner.
Yeah, now they're switching everything around. So
Yeah.
let's jump to another awesome dynamic duo, Westbrook and Harden.
Do you,
The biggest news besides these three, the first three that we talked about.
I think bigger than yeah, okay. Who can say what's bigger? Yeah, very big news. I think they will make it work. I agree with Jerry West from the Clippers who said that, and
What did
with
he say exactly?
that they will make it work. Do you think so?
Yeah, these guys are fun. I like this duo more than Chris Paul and James Harden. Although
Yeah,
it was a pretty successful duo.
but it wasn't like top 10 NBA players in a duo.
Well, you know how I feel about Westbrook. I don't think that he's a top 10 player anymore.
Okay, top 20.
But yeah, he's pretty goddamn good.
Just thinking about what I said right now, AD and LeBron both got to be top 10.
Top 5, I would say.
There you go.
Yeah.
PG and Kawhi. Okay, Kawhi is in the top 10. PG is near that.
And top 5, I would say, right? Well, PG is not. He's top 10, yeah.
Top 10?
But Kawhi is top 5, wouldn't you say? There is an argument
I
that he's
guess.
like the best player right now.
I guess, yeah. Okay, so real quickly, who's your top 5? Okay, let's just agree. LeBron is there, top 5.
So yeah, LeBron and AD are
LeBron and AD top 5.
there.
Steph,
Steph,
Giannis.
and Kawhi. I would wait. Who's
Where's Harden?
a no? You know how I feel about Harden. Garden.
No, he got to be top. So okay,
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
yeah. Anyway, top 20.
So maybe LeBron is not in top 5.
Some top 20 players, and we can have 3 teams out of them. 4 if KD is healthy, I guess. Because
Yeah.
out of those top 20 players,
is nuts.
talk about parity, right?
Yeah. How do you like this whole movement about dynamic duos switching from the big three?
I like it more.
Yeah, it's more fun, right?
Just have
Big three just seems too crowded.
1-2 punch,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Shaq and Kobe days.
Yeah, going back to
Stockton,
old school.
Malone, Pippen, and Jordan.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a new thing. And not sure how it really works parity wise, as we just discussed. Because having top, like big 3 when your third wheel is Chris Bosh, you know,
Ain't that big?
I guess. Kevin Love, well, it's his big 3. Ray Allen, they are great, but I don't know.
So yeah, Westbrook and Harden. Any special thoughts on them?
Did you see any Harden tapes throughout the off season?
No.
Did you see his? So you didn't see his new move,
His shot? Yeah, I saw that shit. Stupid.
but
I don't think he has a make yet. Has he?
he definitely got fouled
Damn.
doing one. No, if he masters it in game, it's gonna be insane. It does it. I
What's
don't
the
know.
use of it? I don't understand
You
how much
jump.
how much better is
You
it?
jump sideways. It's like a step back, but sideways, side back. And as
He used to do that before.
but not like this. This move, you completely are lost as a defender. If he masters it as a defender, you can't know for sure which way, forwards, backwards, to which side. He can do it all over the place now. And the NBA
He can do
said-
that. I only saw it to the side, and to me, it seems stupid because he's shooting with the left hand and he's jumping to the right. So I can still block you because you're shooting with your left.
I don't know, man. Remember
And
how
he
Rubio
was so
used
off
to defend
balance.
him? Remember how Rubio used to defend him? Also, during the summer, I saw this clip. Somebody said, like, imagine how we are going to explain this, what Rubio is doing here to
Yeah.
our children.
Yeah.
Doggy style.
Doggy style
defense.
defense. Yeah, it is okay. It is I give kudos to him for innovation. He's trying to bring something new. I mean, Harden is really. I say I hate him, but I don't. I don't actually hate him. I just don't like him anymore because because you got to respect his work ethic and trying to reinvent himself. He he came to this league nothing special. You didn't expect that he's going to be an MVP, and look at him right now. He's an awesome player. You know, triple doubles all day, good passer, uh, and amazing
Leader of a
shooter,
team.
just unstoppable offensively. And now he's a good defender too. Very powerful, strong. Who said this? I forgot now. Man, I don't.
About his defense?
I think Josh Richardson was the guy who said
Josh Richardson.
he would. Yeah, Josh Richardson was on Zach Lowe's podcast.
Was he?
Yeah.
How did I miss that? He's like one of my favorite players.
Yeah, Joel Embiid and Josh Richardson both were.
Huh.
I mean, they were not together. They were interns, but on the same podcast. And you know, Lowe asked him who's the toughest guy to guard, and obviously Richardson said that it's Harden, and also said he's so much stronger than people give credit to him.
Hmm.
So yeah, Harden is definitely a special player. And this, I think this move is stupid, but you know he can prove me wrong.
No, I think that it should work, and I think that Russ, as much as he might be chasing stats and whatnot, I think he's growing up a bit, and now that he's paired with his dog,
Yeah,
they
it's gonna
they
change. I think it's gonna change his attitude.
they will just agree upon, like, you know what, it's cool to be the MVP, it's cool to have those triple
Yeah,
doubles, but perhaps we should win one of these days too.
never felt like Russ was a good duo with PG. I just always felt like Russ was about his thing, and PG just do your thing, okay? While I get these triple doubles.
Yeah.
And now it seems like a legit duo. Although I haven't seen them play together yet. But I feel like it's gonna work, yeah, as well. I'm with the logo on this one. So another big news. I mean, CP3 obviously going to OKC.
Not the big news, man.
Do you think he's gonna get traded this season?
I think so. I think the plan is for Sam Presti to start the camp with him. Well, it started to start the season, play him for a month or so,
Hmm.
and play through him a lot, and just show to everyone that he still got it. He can play. He can facilitate. He can be an asset despite his heavy contract, and then just trade him.
Yeah.
But it's with him. It's funny because what I read is Pat Riley thinks that they would be doing OKC a favor of taking
Yeah, that shitty
CP3's
contract.
contract,
Yeah.
and CP3 sort of, making it appear that they would be doing a favor to whoever they trade him to, and would need assets for it. So it's just somebody's got to budge. There's no future for CP3, obviously, in OKC. I don't know. I guess you could find a silver lining, like he could be a good mentor for Shai, or
Yeah.
that's
Pretty
pretty
much
much
it.
it.
Yeah, their timelines don't match at all. I mean,
He
OKC
doesn't
is
sell
on rebuild.
tickets. He,
Of
he
course not.
So yeah,
Known
just
pretty
that-
much as an asshole.
Yeah, so
But I guess he's in good spot. I mean, OKC do remember him from the old days when New Orleans was
oh yeah, they
shattered by
must
the
love him there,
yeah.
because he was like a real captain. I remember CP3 was one of the last guys to sport the C letter on his jersey. Remember when in 90s captains had the C
Yeah,
letter? Tim Hardaway comes to mind. Yeah, very, very important stuff. I wonder why I fill my brain with such irrelevant tidbits of information that's completely useless.
Tim
Maybe-
Hardaway, yeah, good player.
Maybe one day I forget everything.
And so, in other big news, I mean, who else made some splash? I mean, Jimmy Butler is part of the Heat now. Do you care about that at all?
I think, was it Zach Lowe who said that Heat is one of the most intriguing teams? You must.
And we're gonna talk about that later on. But
I don't
I don't
see
know.
it.
I don't
don't
agree with
see
that.
it. I don't agree with it either. I mean, okay, fine. I see the point. They might be intriguing to see how they do, but then again, a lot of teams are, because I think what's gonna happen with Heat, they're just gonna be mediocre team in the East, borderline playoff team, and Jimmy is gonna have his dough, get
Mm,
his numbers. I'm expecting great things of Bam Adebayo. I think now that he's, a
yeah.
sole clear winner of the center minutes, unless they do something stupid and start playing Myers Leonard, or I think he's there.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
So I don't know.
I don't know the Heat squad at all.
Nothing changed much. Dragic still there. Josh Richardson left for Philly. Who,
Horford to Philly too. That's a big one.
yeah, and they got rid of Hassan Whiteside finally. So,
Where's Whiteside now? Portland.
Blazers, yeah.
Right.
He said that he could average the way they are playing in Blazers. He could average, or not average. Maybe he said he could get triple doubles with assists.
Jesus, shut the fuck up. Just play. I mean, that guy is just such a poisonous. I don't know, man. Poison ivy within the team.
Remember when he was hot shit in the league?
Yeah, for like 2 weeks,
But he got his
and
contract
and
out
he
of
got his
it.
contract over it. Yeah,
No, not 2 weeks. He was all right. He used to block a lot of
well,
shots.
2 months maybe.
Okay, hate
He
it.
had some highlights. Yeah, he was looking legit. But then Embiid came into the league and said, "Hold my beer."
So Philly should be.
All right, let's jump to the most intriguing teams. I wanted to talk about the Warriors in this juncture too, but whatever. Yeah, most
Okay.
intriguing teams.
So Warriors.
So not Philly. Um, you want to talk about the Warriors, or do you want to rank them? Perhaps who's the most intriguing for you to watch?
We can do whatever.
Okay, so top five. Who would you say is?
Okay. I don't know the order, so it's just gonna be random. But my top five intriguing teams definitely include these two: New Orleans
Yeah.
and Dallas.
Mm.
I
Okay.
very
Not in my top five, but for
New
sure.
Orleans and Dallas. New Orleans because it's because of Zion, because of the new young players core, because of the veterans that they have in Favors and JJ Redick, because of
Holiday.
because of the
He's their
Holiday
franchise player,
being the
apparently.
MVP. Sure, and
It's such a cool thing to do by Griff. Was it Griff or
Griff.
the coach?
No,
Griff said
Griff.
it, yeah. Such a cool thing, man. Give that guy the support. And I love Drew Holiday. We
But
both do.
you look at his numbers. He is one of those players that you watch play and appreciate his defense and little things he do. And then at the end of the game, you look at the stat sheet and it's like 24 points,
Yeah.
7 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, a block,
Yeah.
and good percentages. It's insane.
And then you look at the player that he guarded, like, the best player of the team, and he's got like just a
Nothing.
struggling game, 24 points, but from 20 shots or something. Yeah.
So just exciting to see them mesh and build something out of it. I think Gentry might be a good coach in this enabler role.
Mm.
He's not that much of like a legendary coach, like a big authority to players, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's a good players coach.
I think so.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I love everything about that team. I'm with you. To me, they're probably the most intriguing. I'm looking forward to watching them because
oh yeah, most intriguing.
I would say so. Yeah,
Cool.
I really believe they can make the playoffs.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting to watch them race for the playoffs with I think with the same Dallas team and with
Yeah.
Kings,
Kings, man.
Portland.
It's gonna be so tough.
Can't know
Maybe
for
that's why
sure.
I'm not so sure if they can make it. I just want to believe that they can. But if it was like 2 years ago, Western Conference, I would say they're making it for sure. Now I'm not so sure. I don't know.
JJ made playoffs in all of his
Yeah,
seasons, and he said, "Don't."
he
fuck
has like
this."
a record of it, right?
13 in a row. I am not sure if it's a record because those Celtics that went to like 11 straight finals
Right.
and all.
They gotta be
So yeah, but he
in.
said
Unless they missed the playoffs the
he
next year.
said, he said, "Don't fuck this up for
Yeah.
Zion."
So yeah, it's Zion, and then again, Drew Holiday finally being embraced, and they have some veterans like JJ Redick. I mean, each one more is a good veteran too. Well, who else they have as a veteran? I forgot now.
Um, Favors one of my
Favors.
favorite players.
Oh, I
Because
thought I was thinking about Horford for some reason because there were rumors that he might get there,
yeah, big
but
big strong rumors.
yeah,
But
unfortunately not.
Favors is in a way a poor man's
Horford.
Horford without facilitating, I guess. But he's still a good role player, a solid role player.
And they got Josh Hart and Lonzo. He's got a
Lonzo's
chance to be
redemption year, I
for
would say.
sure.
And Ingram also needs to prove that he's not
Fuck him.
just the
No, sure. He's a good leader. He can be a leader. He just I don't know. I think he just tries too hard to play through himself to just take control of the game. I think he should just let the game come to him a little bit more. Especially where he's definitely not the best player. I mean, Drew Holiday most likely is, and if it's not him, then it's Zion.
well, no,
So
it's definitely Giroud. Can't be Zion because he didn't really play a game in
yeah,
the
I'm just
NBA.
talking about Ingram that he's not. He's probably top three, not number one option anymore. Although I guess
Probably.
he never was.
Well, yeah. But that's the strength in numbers for them
Mm,
because it doesn't really matter whether Ingram is fifth best player on the team or third, as
yeah,
long as they play this way and don't care about it too. Because it can be JJ on one night going off.
yeah.
Josh Hart might have 3 to 5 games in a season when he really helps the team win.
Mm.
Zion can be the beast. Ingram might take over in some stretches. Dangerous team.
Dangerous and fun.
So should we do what Zach Lowe did and just switch? Now you tell me. I already told two intriguing teams, so maybe you can tell me now.
I have a lot of, I guess, predictable teams, but the one that I'm really intrigued to watch is Utah.
Okay.
I'm very high on this team, and there was a lot of momentum before the Kawhi stuff happened. People thought that man, Utah might be the best team in the Western Conference,
Yeah.
and I think they have the best chance probably of still being the best team because of all the teams being such a question marks.
Like you would say they rank number one regular season
I
in the
would think
West,
so. Yeah, they have a
even
chance.
with what Clippers did and what Lakers did.
Yeah.
Whoa! Put some
Oh
money
yeah,
on it.
hot take.
Put some money on it. You might make some.
Actually, yeah, maybe I should. I'll ask my wife. We'll see if she allows me to put some money down. But yeah, I dig their vibe for sure. I like them, and they made nice additions. Defensively, there will be just a disaster to face, and I really hope that Donovan Mitchell can make that leap, can become the go-to guy finally. So we'll see. I
You,
guess you're not buying it, right?
I thought they're gonna be dangerous at first. After the World Cup, I'm I have a lot of question marks about Donovan Mitchell,
Mm, legit point.
but I'm not even sure exactly why. Because U.S. basketball national team just sucked overall, and just didn't find their group.
Yeah,
And at the same time, you watched the World Cup, I know, and you saw how monster of a player Gobert was.
yeah,
Whenever I watched France play, whoever was around, I just told
yeah. It was
everybody,
very good with those deflections off the rim, touching the rim and shit.
it's not
Fuck him,
his
man. I
fault.
hate Gobert.
It's not
But
his fault. You know how much I love
yes, it
Gobert.
is. It is his fault.
No.
Well, no, it's ref's fault, obviously. But anyway,
And Ingles,
Ingles
also a great player too.
and Bogdanovich. I mean, I like their team.
It sucks that
Conley, Bogdanovich, good
Conley,
additions.
yeah. So I don't know. I definitely don't see them ranking first regular season, but definitely think they are making the playoffs. Probably top 4 team too. I can see that happen.
Yeah. So yeah, they would be my team. Are they in your list at all?
Yeah,
Top five, right?
yeah.
Okay, so you also had Dallas, which I don't have.
Just intriguing for me because Porzingis was one of the best blockers in the NBA. Rim protectors.
Yeah.
He's legit 7'4", I think.
And he
And
took so much time. He might be just
well, a season and a half,
without
right?
even skipping a beat. Yeah,
Season and a half to fully heal.
that's a lot.
And also, people might have broken his skull in Latvia. But but yeah, he seems fine. Shoots the long three. And again, he's 7'4" after remeasuring on bare feet, not in his shoes. So
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker.
and they have that German fella. What's his name now?
Kleber.
Yeah, Kleber and Dwight Powell. So they can, make a serviceable front court with Porzingis.
Hmm.
Doncic is just gonna burst out in flashy colors, I
I'm very
think.
excited about him. And their duo, I think it's gonna work just fine.
And both, not,
More than LeBron and AD.
yeah, not to say anything politically incorrect here, but both of them are Europeans. So they both, no, they, um, I mean,
Yeah,
they
they're both
both
Europeans.
know how the cookie crumbles in the international game, so they have this experience too, and just both very capable,
And yeah,
young by the way,
you can build on them. They young.
and
They boys young.
they have those, like, again, serviceable no-name players. Justin Jackson can be all right. He's still young.
So do you think they can make the playoffs?
I think that by a very, very hard stretch, long shot, they can be 8 seed.
Wow, I don't see it, man. But they're going to be exciting. I mean, just to say that teams are not going to make the playoffs in the Western Conference this year, it's just there's no knock. I mean, even Phoenix most likely
No,
is going to
no,
look
no. Let's
respectable.
not go there. Let's
No, they'll be last for sure. Well, although no, I don't know. Maybe Memphis.
no. Come on, man.
No,
No.
who's going to be last?
Oh, last I
I
thought
think.
Memphis is making playoffs too now. Phoenix for sure. Phoenix is going to be last, even with the MVP in Rubio and Ayton, who people are talking is going to have a breakout season.
Yeah.
Not to say that he was bad last season, he was all right. And they have this player called Devin Booker too. Actually, when you look at the roster, Mikael Bridges, yeah, that's it. No, Aaron Baines.
Right, right.
Huh, maybe they might be second to last after all.
So yeah, my other
Yeah,
intriguing team is Golden State Warriors.
nice.
I'm intrigued.
I'm just gonna say Philly.
Yeah,
Okay,
do
so
that.
Golden State.
Um,
Very
I don't know,
intriguing.
man. I don't know what to expect, but I like their mentality. Everybody's going back to the season like nothing's changed.
Is it?
What changed is their character. Now they really seem like somebody said this, put it very well. Like they were trying to manufacture this edge. Like, everybody's disrespecting us or anything. But obviously
They
nobody
don't
was.
care.
Everybody were talking about them. Just eventually winning another one, and then we'll see what's going to happen after that. Now they don't need to manufacture anything. People are actually underestimating them. Still giving them a spot in the playoffs, but no one's talking about them as contenders. And Draymond doesn't want to have any of that. Steph, do you see him? 40 points? What
Man,
Steph is going to do this season, man?
I s- okay about
I know you're speechless. Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly the
about
point.
Steph. I'm very disappointed that his first shot in the Chase Arena was an air ball.
I'm also disappointed in his take on Daryl Morey issue.
But like, what was it? 40 points
40 points in like 20
on
something minutes.
majestic shooting.
Yeah.
It's
The guy's just such a special
I could
character
just
talent.
I could just watch the clip of Steph shooting threes in practice all day. It's that pretty,
Yeah.
that effortless. It's always, it, you know that a person is good, very, very good, very high level, when they're doing something that is hard and it seems so effortless for them. You
Yeah.
know that there's
That was always
talent.
the case with Kobe, and his shots were fading away, the
Yeah,
footwork and
no
all
one
that.
else is making that shot in
Yeah.
the NBA, and he
And
does
he,
it daily.
when he does it, it seems like, man, I'm going to try it out. It seems just easy. And
Yeah,
it's
and
not.
then you just fall onto
Yeah,
your
then you
head
find out,
and
like, holy
break your
shit.
elbow.
So, yeah, Steph is special, and you can never underestimate him. And
D'Angelo.
Draymond is smart as fuck, that guy is. And now he looks motivated. If he can stay in shape, if those guys are not going to fuck around too much during the regular season, man, I'm sure they're going to do some. I don't want to face them in the playoffs. If I was the Lakers, for example,
I think just the biggest challenge this year is for Steve Kerr and for the entire organization to instill the actual values of the Warriors to the new
yeah,
players, to Glenn Robinson the third,
yeah,
to Willie Cauley Stein the
yeah.
third, to D'Angelo Russell the third, to to everyone really, because
But I've heard D'Angelo is
Iggy,
buying this stuff.
I
He said
think
it's so much fun to
I'm
play with
sure
the
it's
guys.
fun. Yeah, I'm sure it's fun to play with Steph, to see greatness day in and day out, to work with someone like Dre, who has your back and who demands the best out of you, to work with Kevin Looney, who comes in there and works his ass off each and every day and just leads by example.
And he's a good example because the guy started, you know, in that team being a nobody, being a substitute, warming the bench, sometimes, not showing up for months. And through hard work, he proved his worth. And all of a sudden that, to me, he really put himself on a map in that series against New Orleans where he did not shut AD down, but he gave him problems and he stood his ground.
Oh yeah,
And after
sure.
that, it was obvious this guy is here to stay.
So I think if it's, I don't know, a hot take perhaps, but I think Iggy might be a bigger loss to the Warriors than KD.
I'm worried about that too. They need smart players. That
And
was
the
always their thing, even though they don't have the most talent, although they have Steph and Clay, so they're covered. But they had a lot of
Clay
smart
again.
players around, good
Clay,
roles
it was already said that only gonna return
after All Star
not
break.
sooner than the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And
And that's the thing. I mean, without him, how well can they do? They don't have Willie Cauley Stein now for how long? For like until
really?
yeah, I think full October he's not part of the
What
team.
happened to him?
I don't remember, but yeah, he's not playing now.
That's not
That
good.
team is very shallow.
Oh, you know what? They have Omari Spellman, the fat fella.
Okay.
I like him.
So maybe through all the success and everything, maybe they can do the same thing what the Spurs were doing. Just pick up nobody and make them a solid piece of the team. So I'm hoping that they can do that. But as you said, yeah, it's going to be the biggest challenge. And who knows if that's going to happen. But I trust that it will. I trust that people will buy into the system, and I just hope that they stay healthy because if somebody falls off, I mean, they already seem shallow, and if like Draymond especially gets injured,
Yeah,
they
you
have
don't
no
have
chance.
Quinn Cook anymore. You don't have Sean Livingston, who was atrocious, to be honest, last season, most of the time.
Yeah,
But still, kudos to him. And by the way, retired,
yeah,
so need, I don't know,
three-time champion.
a round of applause or something for him.
Nice, nice, yeah.
Great career.
So yeah, that team is intriguing. That's all I can say. I'm looking forward to them very much. I'm still rooting for the Warriors, probably the most. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun for them to still be somewhat relevant, and Steph being still the oldest guy on the team now. How crazy is that?
And one of the, if not the longest tenured player on the same team in the NBA.
Right now, currently.
I think he is, because it was Westbrook before.
Oh,
Because he
right,
got
right.
drafted 1 year before Steph, and now it's Steph. I think so.
Hmm.
Again, not totally sure.
Could be.
Wait, Is Udonis Haslem still in the league? I think he is, right? He went back for one more year.
With the Heat?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's got to be, what, 15 years?
No, more than that. Like 17 or something.
Oh, right. He came into the league 2003 or 2002.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
who cares about him?
Hmm.
So, what's yours? What's your team?
Not
So you
sh-
got the Warriors in the list?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
didn't really have a list. I'm just gonna. I just, I for sure know that the most intriguing teams for me are New Orleans and Dallas. Just somehow, I don't know why, but expect quite a lot of Dallas. I think I'm gonna be kind of rooting for them some this
Okay.
season.
So we got Dallas, we got New Orleans, we got the
Warriors.
Warriors, and we got the Jazz. So the
Yeah,
fifth team, who would you pick?
I think it's anyone's position to take. Most of the teams are intriguing. Very intriguing for me to see how Boston
Hmm.
recovers from the whole Kyrie situation.
Interesting.
Interesting to see. We joked about it, but it's interesting to see how Philly is gonna pan out. They are gonna be so
I'm
very
very
big,
interested.
so very big. Their starting five's got to be one of the biggest starting fives ever, I would say. Because you have Embiid, you have Horford in his natural position as power forward.
Yeah. Philly's
Tobias,
my top five, by the
Tobias
way.
Harris
He's,
shooting
well,
for
like
small
6'10"?
forward. Yeah, I don't know if he's 6'10" anymore, but but Josh Richardson and Simmons
Josh Richardson is the smallest guy, and he's like, what, 6'5", 6'6"?
probably 6'6".
Yeah, that team is bonkers and so
Simmons,
good
by the way,
defensively.
Simmons. Some said he was 7-footer.
Ah, yeah, come on.
He's 6'9" or 6'8".
I remember he was listed as 6'10", but he does look big, though, man.
And he allegedly is making efforts of shooting the basketball. He made 1 3 in a preseason game.
I don't know.
He
His
made
shot
a
looks
three,
ugly.
man. But he made a 3.
Yeah, he swished it, which was awesome, but I don't know. I don't buy that shit.
Oh,
Look, he doesn't need to shoot threes. I don't understand. The same thing, what really pisses me off about Giannis, too. Oh, now I'm going to shoot threes. You don't need, man. You just need to have a nice, solid fadeaway, a good, you know,
well, a 3 would help a lot.
sure, but you don't need to go directly to the threes.
No,
Start shooting elbow jump shots.
need to suddenly become Kyle Korver. What you need to do,
Yeah, and he's training with Kyle Korver. I
what
don't
you
know.
need to do is to be a threat from the 3-pointer, so defenders can't sleep on you.
I think with the mid range, his 3-point shot would improve too. It's not like he cannot make it. Like Ben Simmons flat out could not make it
Could
because
not
he
take
never
it.
did. And he never took. But we all knew that, Giannis can make some shots. He made some big ones, especially in the playoffs. So, just improve your jump shot in general. Maybe then, your 3-pointer becomes more lethal too. I don't know why jumping to the three so much. I think his fadeaway would be much more legit. Like some
Unguardable.
fuck yeah. Who would block him? Whiteside maybe? I don't know.
From the back. Ginobili.
Ginobili, I could do that. So
I think that's enough. 5 most intriguing teams.
yeah, Philly is definitely very, very intriguing. Probably a top contender. I would pick them as favorites to win the whole goddamn thing because to me they're a sure thing that will be successful. Unless Embiid doesn't stay healthy, which is possible, and all this other stuff. So I guess that would be all on NBA just for now. The next time, shit, man, I don't know if we're gonna see
Probably
each other.
February.
Yeah, I would like to predict, who's gonna make the playoffs and not who's gonna make a splash and eventually win the championship. But yeah, being realistic,
Talk to
maybe
you
we
after
can
the
talk.
All-Star break.
Maybe yeah. So now let us just take a quick break, and then we'll come back to talk about UEFA Champions League, who's also started, and we got some topics to cover.
Well, I have.
Okay, stay tuned. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, UEFA Champions League. finally started several weeks ago.
2 rounds have been
2 rounds, yeah, have been played
in group stage.
in a group stage, yeah. And man, the first thing still what blows me away, and it's pretty much what I said last year too, but this year it's still the case. So many goals. It's I remember Champions League games where it's like 1-0, 0-0, 1-1 at best. And now it's like, 4-3,
Yeah.
7-2. Jesus Christ, 3-0, 0-2.
Even when teams play like, no offense, but Club Bruges or or Cluj or Cervena
And
Zvezda,
those teams are getting better, yeah.
better by the hour.
Man,
Because if you just really, there's so many groups, but if you would just skim through it, Zvezda is, albeit after 2 rounds only, but number 2 currently, above Tottenham, Dinamo Zagreb.
4-0
Also,
against Atalanta or whatever. Shit,
yeah,
man.
it's cool.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's cool. No, Borussia, we watched play Slavia Prague, and definitely didn't dominate. Only like was a hard-earned victory. I don't know. The entire world is playing football these days, which is very exciting and cool to see.
Yeah, very awesome. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you want to start with your boys, Liverpool,
Sure.
the champions, and they're struggling, man? I texted you obviously because I thought that they're about to lose. I mean, they're up 3-0 against was it Brugge?
Salzburg,
Oh, it
Red
was
Bull.
Salzburg, yeah. Up 3-0, and it seems like, just a typical Liverpool start really. They start off quick, they beat the shit out of you, and they practically believe that it's over and now you won't be able to recover. Somehow, some way, Salzburg was able to recover with the power of their coach jumping on and off the pitch. It was so fun to watch, and man, they played such a fun football. Such active, aggressive, taking chances, not being afraid of the moment. Just having nothing to lose. That's why I love the sports, and now Champions League is more exciting than ever because of those type of games, those moments.
And Salzburg, kind of exciting team to watch,
Oh yeah,
right?
very
Everyone's
technical.
young, everyone's up and coming, attacking football, not afraid to play against Liverpool in Anfield,
Yeah,
where they haven't lost, I don't know how many games now. 900 days in Premier League, I think.
yeah,
900 days. It's like 3 years.
yeah. It's
So,
insane.
but I don't know. I'm not too worried about Liverpool struggling per se in the Champions League because they scored uh, kind of fast. Obviously, it was nervous for me to look at the game, but they scored kind of fast.
Yeah,
Didn't look like shook totally that whoa, what the fuck, Salzburg's making a comeback, we don't know what to do. And yeah, they got hit with a wet towel, but recovered rather quickly and also had control of the game
kind of
despite
lost it. It's fun.
despite the period where they lost it, but lost the first game too against Napoli,
Yeah,
at
it was
Napoli.
such a blow.
And they can't seem to win there. Lost last
They
season.
faced them
over
last year.
there
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
I don't need to tell you, but oh, by the way, they
Yeah,
played
they
them.
did. Thanks, man. And but I don't know. Still, a game at home with Napoli, and I think Liverpool's capable of beating Genk. So I think we are okay. Last season, we barely made it out of the group. We had to win against Napoli last game, and so we did. And look where that brought us.
Yeah, you never know in the Champions League. I mean, what do you really know now? You can state that as a fact is that these teams are all no joke. They're all getting better, and they can surprise you out of nowhere, especially at home.
And this is why it's so exciting to see like smaller quote unquote
Very,
clubs play
very
against
much.
each other.
Yeah.
It's fun to see Atalanta play against Cervantes West or whatever, because it's just, nobody has nothing to lose from these small clubs. People are just happy. Like Club Bruges is just ecstatic that Real Madrid is coming to town, and they are just trying to put their best out there. And also, to be fair, Tottenham also, if I recall, barely made it out of the group last year. Went to the finals.
Yeah, what do you think of Tottenham right now? Because they cut themselves. Well, we'll get back to Liverpool
Exactly.
maybe.
Yeah, they cut themselves.
Yeah, they dug themselves quite a hole this year, and I don't know. It seems to me like they were just overrated last year. Anyway, not overrated, but they just had a fluky good season, and
Cinderella
there's just
story.
no chance they can
Yeah.
repeat that.
Now Pochettino turned to the pumpkin. and
Yeah, that's another thing about these coaches. I mean, we give so much credit. I don't know.
I still think that Pochettino is an all right coach, though.
Sure,
I think
but
that
he's not like a messiah.
I
Same thing with Zidane. I mean,
I can't put a finger on what's exactly Tottenham's issue. And if I could, perhaps I would be working there or something, not doing this.
this
but
shit gig.
I don't think it's the coach. I don't think it's it's not one thing 100%. It's some of things, I guess. Obviously, rumors that people are sleeping with each other's wives don't help in the locker room. I
What was
don't
that
think it
about?
would. It can't even remember who was it. Vertonghen supposedly sleeping with Eriksen's wife, I
Oh my
guess,
god.
or vice versa. I don't know. I don't really delve into that
Vertonghen
shit too
sleeping with
much.
Ericsson?
And the wife got jealous. Yeah, but Eriksen also was 1 foot out of the door for the majority of transfer window, and they couldn't get it done. So he had to start the season. You know how it goes
Yeah.
with a person who doesn't really want to be there,
Hmm.
and yeah. So it's a proper squad. I think they can still get it together. It's feels like ship is sailing far away from them in the Premier League, but you never know. Maybe top 2 or 3 or 4 teams might hit a dry spell and they might catch up. But yeah, it's not everything's lost in the Champions League. So if we just jumped quickly on Tottenham's group, Bayern is clear-cut favorites to go out.
Yep, for sure.
And then I think Tottenham and is capable of advancing over Cervantes West and Olympiacos. It's gonna be tough though, because it's always is with the Champions League. When you lose the first game, draw the second one, or whatever it may be, when you only have 1 point after the 2 rounds, it's very little gap for error. So
Yeah, now they have to be clear cut, no mistakes, no messing around. It's going to be tough for them for sure. Okay, so jumping back to Liverpool, I mean, because you want to talk about them so much, your boys are doing awesome in Premier League too.
just very, very happy. Just I feel like this is one of the rewarding spells of to be a Liverpool fan. It's fun to root for the team, even in the hard times, like I don't know, 2011, whatever, when you scratch that seventh seed, 7th, 6th in the Premier League, no European competitions. Just those gloomy matches against Aston Villa on Saturdays, and you barely, come out of it alive or just draw or something.
Yeah.
Always lose against big clubs. It's still, fun to bear with your team through those hard times. And now I can't really remember Liverpool being considered the greatest club in the world. Because most of the people are now saying that Liverpool is. Barca is not the Barca of the old with Iniesta and
Man, they're
Xavi
not.
and whatever. And Real Madrid is not Real Madrid with Ronaldo anymore. Hazard is struggling to make his mark there
Yeah.
as of now.
That's so funny.
City won Premier League, but just by 1 point. So basically on the same level. And Liverpool won the Champions League, went to 2 straight finals. Now have a perfect record, 8 from 8 to
Mm.
open the Premier League. Already won the UEFA Super Cup over Chelsea. I
Yeah.
think
People care about that.
I care.
Yeah, so they're in a good spot. I mean, what's going to happen in the Champions League, you never know. But man, they can win it all this year. They seem legitimately capable of doing everything.
I would hope so. Yeah, because last season,
But to you, probably just Premier League is the thing.
I don't
You
know.
guys already won last year.
But I
The
think no, I think would be equally the same. I think that with Klopp it always is just all competitions except for the cups, of
Mhm.
course. And yeah, just last season at one point we had 7. I say we like a douchebag, as if I'm playing for Liverpool or I'm part of the club. So okay, Liverpool last season had 7 points difference advantage against Man City at one point.
Yeah, I remember they started also just
And
just as hot, right?
yeah, the first so the first round of you play everyone. You play against everyone twice, home and away,
Yeah.
as I'm sure you know. So after the first round, when the first round finished, Liverpool had only one draw, I think, if I remember correctly. No, possibly not one draw. Anyway, didn't lose, and
Right.
they lost against the City, and then the difference started melting, and it melted quite fast because there was a couple of random draws from Liverpool, and then they were the hunters and needed to chase City, and they had a perfect record, never lost, like Lavar Ball, and and still that wasn't enough because City never lost too. So now they have 8 points after eight match days, and which is also fun. United is one seed removed from relegation, I think.
Man, United, what's happening with those guys? I mean, they're just falling apart. It's not like they were awesome last year either, but they were respectable. I was rooting for them just a little bit, as always do for some teams. And yeah, I'm not sure what to think of them this year.
They actually just climbed down, but yeah, they are 2 points removed from relegation zone. So it's
So who's the
also
top four now?
so top 4 is Liverpool, 8 out of 8, 24 points. Then City dropped already 2 games and one draw, so 16 points. Arsenal is third, which is also a bit flimsy. They have 15 points, and then it's Leicester, Chelsea, Crystal Palace all have 14. Then a couple of teams have 12, 11, and yeah, just basically the middle tier is rather
Hmm.
even. Just
Hmm.
Tottenham and United suck hard, which is good because those
Yeah.
two I think are already eliminated from real contention of the top 4.
Yeah. So do you think Tottenham can make can get out of the group in Champions League?
Yeah, I think so. I would say, wouldn't you though?
Yeah,
Would you say that
probably. Although
Olympiacos goes
I would like to see somebody like Crvena Zvezda making it. We
would
should.
like someone to be Ajax of next year of last year, but
Hey, Ajax, how are they doing? I
they're
think they're
doing all
first,
right. They are still the same Ajax from last year.
but they did lose somebody, right?
Frankie De Jong.
De Jong and De Ligt. Didn't they
Mm-hmm.
lose him?
Yeah.
It's a big
So
blow. But they're number one in their group so far,
still have
looking perfect.
good young players.
Yeah, that team is fun, man. That team is fun. They score a lot. That's what I like about them. 3-0 against Lille, and then 3-0 against Valencia.
Yeah,
And
Chelsea
it's a
game is
fun
gonna be
group, and they
fun.
got Chelsea, which I kind of like.
Chelsea is very interesting. I think it's a good thing, a blessing in disguise, if you will, for them that they have this ban that they can't buy players until next winter window, I guess, due to financial fair play, because
Hmm. Okay.
they mess it up. So they can't buy anyone new. So now they have to bear with the young players, and Tammy Abraham is showing a lot of promise.
Mm.
Mason Mount too also have a couple of foreign, well, not British players on the roster too. It's exciting squad. Funny thing to me is that Pulisic or whatever you pronounce his name, because
Sure.
there's been a, a whole thing about it. He doesn't get to play at all, and they paid like 65 million for him. He looked great in the preseason games that I watched.
Mm.
It's weird why he's not playing, but I guess Lampard sees best because he's in the club. It's easy to question things sitting here comfortably in warm Vilnius. But yeah, probably coach sees better than us.
Who do you see making out of that group? Probably Ajax, and then
Well, it's very tough to say, but Ajax, yeah, all already have 6 points. Valencia and Chelsea only have three, so possibly I don't know. I'm not good at predicting this kind of stuff, so I just won't bother. That's why it's fun. I don't know, man. Both rounds Champions League. I'm just so excited to go home after work and just watch as many football games as I can. Just recaps, whatever.
yeah, that's so awesome. I love that it's early, and it starts in September. So before the
Also,
NBA season starts, it's just so fun to tune in for some good old football.
yeah, just the vibe, the feeling in the
Champions.
air, yeah, in the air. So, by the way, thankful for the broadcasters here in Lithuania that they are showing Liverpool a lot. I guess,
They are. They showed both weeks. They showed them both weeks.
I guess there are a lot of fans in Lithuania apparently for
Hmm.
Liverpool. So
I know a few.
maybe that's
Yeah, I
why.
mean they're champions, so I guess they're just giving their dues. I mean they
Yeah,
used to show a lot of Real Madrid.
it pays. It pays out when you're good.
Sure.
By the way, about the Liverpool, I don't know if you heard of this at all or not, but maybe you will turn to be a Liverpool fan next year if this pans out. So Liverpool had a contract with New Balance, and it is over now. So the talks on that Liverpool, remember in spring or something,
Yep.
after one of the pods we talked about it, and I said, man, it would be cool if Nike were
Yeah.
shirt providers for Liverpool, kit providers. So now the talk is that it's actually gonna be Nike, and at first it was like a major sum, like 75 million pounds per year. Even I heard these rumors too. Then it was euros, whatever. Still a record deal
Hmm.
for Britain, because now it's United at 72 millions from Adidas. Anyway, uh, New Balance has a clause that they can match whatever others are offering, and they said okay, we're gonna match whatever, and then Liverpool doesn't want that because apparently distribution is not great, demand is high.
Yeah, New Balance sucks.
Yeah, and New Balance just can't compete with Nike. So what they came up with, Nike said, okay, we are gonna give less than New Balance gave you this year, but we are gonna give you 20% of the whole sales revenue for
Mm.
Liverpool stuff. So it's not just the kits, it's the socks, it's the jackets, shirts, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people love Mo Salah,
Hmm.
and I don't know. Let's just buy someone from China, and I guess we'll make more money than
Hey,
we
don't
ever
talk to
would.
China like that.
So yeah, and the rumor is that if Nike signs Liverpool, vice versa, Kylian Mbappe might come because he's a Nike
Wow.
athlete. He's a good friend of LeBron's apparently.
Sure.
Mbappe is, and
I
LeBron
saw them
has two
somewhere together.
percent stake in Liverpool. So
Two, not four.
I think too.
So yeah, I mean Mbappe. Yeah, that would
Imagine
that would
how
be awesome.
scary it would be.
I mean, there would be obviously he would exchange. that would be an exchange of somebody, whether Sané or
Mane,
uh, Mane or Salah.
don't insult us. Now, wouldn't change Salah or Mane for Mbappe. Come on.
Come on, for Mane, why not?
Come on, man. Maybe Messi for Mbappe. So, Barca.
Barca.
Watch a lot of Barca these days?
Yeah, I watched both of their games, and man, a struggle city. I don't know. It's devastating. I think this season we can just call it a quits. I don't think they're winning anything much.
Serious? They lost 2 games.
Nothing's changing, man. Nothing's changing. It seems like Griezmann is going to join and it's going to be awesome, but and they got who did they get? De Jong or De Jong, I think, right?
Frankie De Jong, yeah.
So yeah, I was hoping for
Hey,
some
Griezmann.
positive changes, but
They have Griezmann too.
so yeah, I said Griezmann, but Griezmann really became Coutinho from last year.
Coutinho is, by the way,
Coutinho is
fantastic.
fucking awesome. I love Bayern. Hey, I always like Bayern, but yeah, that's another topic.
I low-key wanted Coutinho to join Liverpool back.
It seems like this Suarez and Messi dynamic, they just cannot have just a so-so player. They need to have a superstar for it to work, or one of those guys have to get out of there. And Suarez is so awesome. He's playing on fire.
Fantastic. Did you see his goals? He's doing whatever.
He's saving the team and looking awesome while doing it. I mean, yeah, that goal, over his head, that was spectacular. And the way he saved our ass against Inter, man, Suarez is awesome. And Messi's kind of good. He's just a little bit injured, but obviously now, he's a bit frustrated too that the team
Kinda
is not
good still.
making what?
Kind of good still.
Well, I mean, you can see that he's
No, I
injured.
get
He's
it.
not that productive, but his passing is still what keeps him ahead. And yeah, just he doesn't feel like the team is ready to win. They're not making rash decisions. I don't know. Maybe they need to let go of the coach, switch up the system a little bit. But adding Griezmann didn't help at all. Griezmann doesn't even want to play in that position.
Well, I don't get it. What's wrong with Rakitic? Why is he not playing?
Rakitic is also zero. Yeah, they
I
got
like
good
him.
players.
Yeah, Vidal was also good. Just I don't know. To me,
Seems like coaching, right?
might be, I guess, but I guess part of it is generation change too. Because when Javi left, when Iniesta left,
Iniesta was a big one.
yeah, they made the whole thing go. Same like Godala in a way, same like
Yeah.
Godala with Golden State. You just have to have these people not only for their talents on the court, but for the presence too. Because right now, Barca seems like just a collection of great players. They have Messi, Suarez, have Griezmann, and like 3 world-class superstars. A lot of
Yeah.
other, very very high level players, but just like a combination of people, not like a collection of people, not a team in
Yeah.
a true sense. So might be difficult.
It's it's and again, whenever Griezmann leaves and God damn it, what's his name? I don't want to misspell it again. Man,
Osman Dembele.
Dembele, yes. For some reason, I wanted to say Mendele. When Dembele comes off the bench, team looks awesome. They look sparky again. I don't know, just something clicks. With Griezmann, it doesn't work. And yeah, Iniesta is a big one. I mean, now they try Jordi Alba, I guess, to be that guy. But Iniesta was just so good and technical and just so sharp. He makes everything very sharp and dangerous.
Oh, Iniesta was just legendary.
And they don't have that substitution now. So yeah, maybe it's a bit generational, but also I don't know. I don't buy the coaching too much. I never thought that he was just a good enough coach for all this clash of stars, especially when Neymar was playing. I mean, you need to have somebody stronger. So I don't know. I'm a little bit upset right now. I guess they're still, good enough to win La Liga.
I think Atletico maybe no.
Let me just see. Yeah, sure, Atletico can win, but they don't have Griezmann. Who they have? Do you know?
They have Joao Felix. I don't know how you pronounce those names. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
But Joao
Yeah, Barca
Felix.
is second. Obviously, it's a very tight race between a lot of teams. Even Real Sociedad can can hunt for a championship here. So far, it's hard to say. Who knows? Maybe they will switch it around. Maybe Griezmann will start playing better. Messi will get healthy.
Sure. It's just
It's a long season. Yeah.
it's not even mid October technically.
Yeah. So it's I guess it's all right. I'm just always as a fan, I'm just always worried that this thing is not going to work. And to me, their defense is just not getting better. Because
Well,
man, they took some chances with Inter, and to be honest, I mean, really, Borussia should have won that game. It should not been 0-0. They should have scored like twice at least. Could have easily.
and the penalty. Ter Stegen saving the penalty too. Also kinda saved them from
Yeah,
a
another
worse
lucky break.
scenario.
So here we are. That's where we standing with Barcelona, and they're second, right? Borussia is number one. So yeah, they're still gonna make it out of there. Although Inter, shit, you gotta watch out for those guys.
Yeah, look suspiciously good this season. I'm also thinking about the well Serie A too, because Milan is shit. Then
Still
Juve,
Juve, right?
Juve is struggling a bit to buy the philosophy, I'd say, of Sarri, because don't
Mm.
really, appear to be the monster of the team they might have looked in the past few seasons.
Mm.
Roma isn't showing their teeth to nothing dangerous. Napoli is good, but I don't know. I could easily see Inter winning Serie A this season.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a race between them and Juve.
They have a good coach, have talent, so why not?
Yeah, Inter is quite all right. They can do work. Napoli was a good team. Do you think they make it out of this? Yeah, of course they will. I'll be
Sure.
rooting for Salzburg, but probably Napoli is going to make it to the next round alongside Liverpool. But I'm
Yeah.
rooting for Salzburg, man. That team is fun. I didn't know that Salzburg has. I thought that was just a tourist town, and apparently they have a legit team.
Well,
Yeah. So another team that struggles, Real Madrid. Want to talk about them?
but this is rather easy though. I think that most of their struggles is due to more than half of the team being injured. And now when they are coming back, player after player, Hazard will get his legs under him too,
Hmm.
and on his new team, they will be all right. They won't flop. I think. Plus, it's La Liga. It's not like they are gonna finish bottom of the table. It's gonna be the top.
Yeah, and even though they got completely beaten by PSG and they had a
Without Neymar and without Cavani and without Mbappe.
yeah, what the fuck was that about? What do you
And
think of PSG this year?
I think they are legit. I think they PSG. But again,
Their defense still sucks, right?
every season you think that this might be it for PSG,
Yeah, they seem like a super force.
and
They
then
pretty much seemed that way last year too.
well they are gonna win Ligue 1, and they are gonna, I don't know, make it to the top 8 in the Champions League.
Yeah, most likely get ahead 3-0 against somebody and then we'll lose 4-0 like Barca did. So yeah, I think Real Madrid probably still making it out of the group stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their struggles are interesting. It's so funny that everybody's pointing towards Zidane now that he's nothing without
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
No.
Again, man, how much the coach really has effect to it. I mean, the guy coached his way into 3 championships. He knows how to coach, and but at the same time, they're not. As I said, they're not messiahs. They're not God savers or whatever. I mean, they're limited. You still need good players to
Not for
to
sure.
fulfill your dream somehow. So yeah, those are my thoughts. So,
And other groups don't really need discussing.
yeah, what else? What else is there? I mean, Man City's
Man
stuck with a
City should,
shitty group.
yeah, as always. So they are just gonna be just fine.
Fucking lucky guys. I mean, Juve group is fun with Madrid and Lokomotiv. I thought that Bayer Leverkusen is going to be way better, but yeah, they're not. And you have no thoughts over it.
No, Leverkusen. I thought that Kai Havertz would be my dark horse this season as the breakout player in the Champions League. He had chances, he failed to score. So that's what it is with the Champions League. It's very dynamic thing because you only have limited games in the group stage. It's like this seems like the season is long and hard, but you only get 6 games. So you fail to score in one, you lose that game,
Yeah.
then you draw a second one out of nowhere. You have yourselves in a hole, and you need to, dig up, and then I don't know, just can be very tricky, very fast.
Yeah, football is the way. It's so hard to predict because it all depends a lot on luck. And yeah, just that one bad night can change everything.
The whole season, really. Yeah. So.
So is there some football next week
Oh.
or this week? By the way, we're recording this on Saturday, and most likely this will come out on Monday. So it will be
So
this week for you guys.
I know that Champions League is October 22, 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. So not next week, but the week after that.
Okay,
And
so this week probably nothing.
I think isn't this the international break?
Could
This
be. I never catch those, but
I
yeah, I think something's happening on Saturday, right? This Saturday, the day we're recording this.
checking right now. Let me check. Oh man, commercials. Really can't. Come on, man. I feel like I should know this by heart, but no, it's not this weekend. So Liverpool's playing United.
So this week there's no Champions League. Sorry, guys. I feel sorry too about that. Uh, Looking forward to what's going to come out of the third round of the group stage. But anyway, it's fun now. NBA season is very close to happening, and
Very,
soccer.
very close to happening. And uh, I guess we are about to wrap this up, right?
Yeah,
So a quick shout out to a Lithuanian podcast about football, Skrieja Kamuolys. Stumbled upon it,
nice.
and
Our competitors. Thank you.
I don't know if we are
Nah, I'm
competitors to
joking.
them, but guys are doing incredible job. Very thorough analysis, deep insights. So I don't know. Kudos to you guys.
And you said they have that commentator that we like, right? He's part of the group.
I'm not sure what's his name though, but yeah,
Well, his last name is Vishnauskas, I think. So
yeah. So you rock,
that
man.
guy. Yeah,
Keep it
he's a
up.
good one.
And yeah, about the season being just around the corner, we definitely need to start our fantasy league too for the NBA. It will be so you'll see, man. It will be so fun to draft and then to stick with your team and then to review it.
I'm busy with searching for a studio, man. So baby steps. Maybe next year.
Come. Okay, we'll take this offline.
Okay, we'll discuss it. Well, anyway, guys. So thank you very much for listening to us. It it's so awesome to be back and chatting with you again. So please check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Leave a comment or a thought as always. Rate us and review us on iTunes, Spotify, and all the other podcast apps. and platforms. So yeah, please check us
Read
out.
us, read about us on newspapers.
Just please listen to us because we want to keep this thing going. And once we find a studio, we will definitely hit it off. It was glad to be doing this again with you, man.
Yeah, the feels.
All right, everybody, enjoy the sports.
Bye.
And until the next time, at some point.
February.